Hi guys and welcome back to Scribe Gaming. The strangest thing has happened in my absence. CG has actually responded to community feedback. Let's go check it out. So, I was on hiatus when, excuse me, when the Galactic Challenges dropped last week. I was back visiting family after a long absence, thanks to the joy that is known as a global pandemic, COVID-19. So, I had the opportunity to go back and see my family, and I took that chance. But it did mean I missed the start of Galactic Challenges and several GOCs, so sorry about that. However, it does seem like CG has actually started taking feedback from these new Galactic Challenges. So if we have a look on their actual website over here, how marvellous is this? Mr. CG Crumb here. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to give you a quick briefing on my interpretation of the Galactic Challenges as they stand right now. I will, of course, address the fact that this is considered to be a trial run, an exhibition of Galactic Challenges. Now, I took that with a pinch of salt personally, because we have seen these trial runs in the past, and they say, oh, we're going to look into it, we're going to tweak it, we're going to adjust rewards, we're going to adjust difficulty, etc., 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 and, we'll do this based on player feedback, and everything will be golden. They haven't always followed through on that. However, what they're saying here in this post is a little bit positive, in my opinion. Let's take a look. So, CG Crumb says, thank you all for the great feedback on Galactic Challenges so far. We've been reviewing your comments along with our data, and there are several areas we're looking to make changes. Good. My opinion is that the rewards for anything other than the top tier of feats are just utter trash. There's no point doing them. And the feats are not feats, they're requirements. More like a requirement to unlock GL Ray. You know, it's like, have this faction at Relic 5 and you get some rewards that are actually worthwhile. Otherwise, you're out of luck. I mean, they're not completely useless. You do get slicing mats at the higher tiers and they're pretty good, but overall, the feats are not feats. They are tiered requirements, and that's frustrating. So that I'm hoping they're changing. Okay, so we want to finish this exhibition to gather as much data as possible before we start tinkering with the system, but one of the most beneficial parts of using our new tools is that it enables us to respond to your feedback faster. Brilliant. Love it. Absolutely love it. A large part of this journey was building the tools and the framework, the framework that they had no issues with, and framework needed to create more events efficiently. But the next steps are all about expanding the variety and complexity of Galactic Challenges. We are working to expand factions, planets, feats, and modifiers over time, and we're likely be making additional changes before the next set of events. I like this so far. So far, my interpretation of the Galactic Challenges events is that the feats and modifiers, I don't care for them. Personally, I don't think they make a massive impact. The feats, as I've expressed before, are not feats. Like, okay, one of them is a feat. One of them is like, underman it. That to me is a feat. Try and beat the challenge with one character less. That's a feat. Beating it with a full Sith team, that's not a feat. That is a requirement. That's just a tick box exercise. Beating it with Sith at Relic 5, that's not a feat. You can beat them with, like, Relic 1 and G12 Sith. Undergearing it, in my opinion, is a feat more than overpowering the event, So they really need to address these feats. The modifiers, sure, they give them certain abilities, like this new Death Star one has an instant kill ability, but from what I've seen so far, it doesn't add a whole lot of fun variety. There's no graphical difference. There's no, it's just an invisible background thing. There's nothing exciting about it, I think, is my issue. Before we had the sandstorm effect, which did damage over time. It's just not engaging. It doesn't change the way you're doing anything. You'd still go in with the same teams. You don't change your tactics. So to me, it's just dull. So I'm hoping that they do introduce a lot more variety, and I do hope there are some more changes. Like the feats and the modifiers for me, it puts me in a position where I'm like, what do you use Galactic Challenges for? At the moment, it's not for gearing, because the gear is not particularly great. even at the higher levels. It's decent at the higher levels. You get some good relic mats and that sort of thing. But to me, that's not like replayable value that we were looking for, because you don't apply that skill set to everyday gaming. You can't, you know, the in-game abilities for the instant kill, you'll only see that in Galactic Challenges, so you're not going to use that information anywhere outside of Galactic Challenges. This doesn't help expand your knowledge of the game, in my opinion. I'd like to see something that's more applicable to things like GAC, Territory Wars, arenas, that sort of thing. Just my opinion. Okay, rewards are where we've seen the most concern. Agreed. From the initial inception of Galactic Challenges, we plan to evolve the rewards over time. Fine, but there are some rewards that just don't feel valuable. Sim tickets. Well, sim tickets have their place for those low-level players, and some of the lower tiers should probably target those guys, and if they can get some sim tickets, then great, because I remember being low-level. You know, before you hit ships, sim tickets do actually run out, and you don't want to spend your crystals on them, so there is that side of it. I don't mind sim tickets at a lower level. Later level, absolutely. Giving us tier 1 gear in some of the higher tier events is kind of like, you might as well give me nothing. I'd be happier if you gave me nothing. But yeah, okay. Part of this is due to the fact that we tuned the rewards conservatively for the exhibition, and this will be somewhat mitigated by running the events more frequently in the future. No, it's not mitigated by running it more frequently in the future, because these rewards are so bad that I don't care if I get lots of them. At least that's my take on it. You need to improve the quality of the rewards. That's my take on that anyway. More frequent in the future, but reviewing all the rewards for the event across the board, but particularly at the low tiers. Sure, it concerns me a little bit that I say particularly at the low tiers, because if they're not adjusting the higher tier event rewards, it's kind of like, meh. Okay, related to this, we've heard your feedback on the proportion of rewards for completing tiers versus the feats. Yes. We will be closely re-examining this ratio. I would take this comment here with a pinch of salt, guys. Because they are closely re-examining this ratio does not mean that they're going to change things in our favor. I'd like to be hopeful and say, yep, this is great. They're going to look at it and think, we're just going to move some of that relic materials over to completing the tier, and we'll leave it at that. I don't think that's going to be the case for us. Gear feats were intended to reward players for building up their roster and provide value over time. Okay. But why are they gear feats? That's not a gear feat. That's just a requirement. That's my argument with this. But the current format feels at odds with the more event-specific nature of the other feats. Yeah. The last area I'll mention today is the event duration. I think we can all agree 7 days is much too long for this type of event. Agreed. In the next few weeks, you'll get your hands on shorter duration of the events. Current thinking, Galactic Challenges will likely run for 2 to 3 days and be watching. I think 2 days is a good spot, to be honest. 2 days. If you don't get it the first day, you can get it the next day. Once they build up a collection of these events, then they should be able to just mix and match them, you know, have it even random generated, random enemies in random locations with random modifiers, and just have it cycle through every 2 days. Something new, something different. That would be cool, in my opinion. Thank you again for the extensive feedback, and a reminder that this is only our initial read on Galactic Challenges. We'll continue to read and watch your feedback and eager to see the results of the next events. Okay, so I gotta be honest, guys. I know I might have sounded a little bit negative there. I'm just being conservative with my reaction to it more than anything, because I feel like when we look at Grand Arena, for example, the original rewards for Grand Arena were actually pretty damn good. Do you remember if you get first, even if you got in the lower brackets, you'd still get 15 to 20 stun guns occasionally. If you get first, you got 45 stun guns and a slew of other rewards, loads of 6E slicing material mats. I think it was 20 every single week or every day when you won. It was amazing. And they culled those rewards all the way down. And now we get the currency and we can get Chirotech with it. And that's okay. But the amount of time invested, 4 or 5 weeks of going through Galactic Challenges, Grand Arena Championship, to get that currency is a little bit weak. I remember the original GA had really good rewards. So it's not always the case that we're going to get better rewards over time. So yeah. That's my take on it, guys. Please, please, please look down go down to the comments below. Let me know your opinions on it. I'd really like to know. Tell me if you think I'm just a dumbass. And if you don't think I'm a dumbass, hit that like and subscribe button just for me. In the description below as well, you'll have links to my Twitter and my Discord channel. So be sure to join both of those and come chat with me in private in Discord. We'll have a good laugh. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all very, very much for joining. Peace out. Love ya. Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.